All right, good evening and welcome back to another exciting episode of the Conversations with Stephen Novak. And with me in the studio, I have Mr. Abiodun Oloyede. And together we'll be discussing handling responsibilities at home as a married couple. How are you doing, sir?
Very well, thank you. Good evening, sir.
Thank you so much for accepting to join me on this conversation. Thank you so much. I'm very happy you're here.
You're welcome, sir.
Okay, so how has life as a married man been?
Well, so far it's been good. Life as a married man has been very good. Comes with its own challenges, and so, in as much as you make it, you decide that you want to have a happy home. There's no enjoy. Definitely, you have some issues. You may have quarrels. You may have. So, of course, if anyone tells you that I've had a smooth marriage, I've never had any quarrel with my partner at all, don't believe people like that. Comes with its ups and downs, but you just have to be intentional and decide. Because you have to decide that yes, no matter how much we have to make it work.
Yes.
So marriage has been very good for me, honestly. Very, very good.
That's very, very nice to hear. So, how long have you been married?
I've been for over 4 years.
4 years?
Yes.
That's
Yes,
good.
I've been married for over 4 years.
That's good. And you have about how many children now?
Two.
Two.
Now I've got a
And a
3.5 girl and a 1 year old boy.
perfect combination. 50-50, no.
Yeah.
All right. So, talking about managing responsibilities at home, there was a time that there was this rave on social media about wife not cook. Then there's this thing they used to say that the place of the wife is in the kitchen, and then there's this mentality as Africans about a lady being groomed to be a housewife. You take care of the family, take care of your husband, take care of everything, and to an extent, when they see a lady that's deciding to pursue a career and be a career woman, society tends to frown. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You are a career person. Your wife
Yes.
is also a career person, if I'm correct.
Yes, she is.
So how were you able to reconcile work and household responsibilities?
Okay, so
Of taking care of the children. Was there any point where you felt she needed to compromise her own job so she could focus on the household responsibilities?
okay. Thank you very much for that question. First, I would like to address where you said um, some men that will say the place or position of the woman is in the kitchen. She should be the one to do chores and all. At some point, when she's done with all the chores and all, when you guys get old, would you be proud to see your wife and people will think this wife is your mother? Because you would have stressed this woman out. You would have stressed her life out. And at the end of the day, she will become old. She will look old and you will have you're older than her. I've been married for 4 years now. And before we got married, of course, I'd always been working and my wife had been working. I was working in the financial sector in a bank. And we all know working in a bank can be very, very demanding and tasking. And my wife was also working in the financial sector, but not in a bank anyways. So part of the decisions we made while we were dating was, okay, we do want to have kids right after getting married, or should we hold on? Should we take like a year before we get married? Or, people always decide like, okay, let's enjoy our first 2 years, let's enjoy our first year together before we start thinking of children. But well, for me, I've always been looking forward to men. I want to become a father. So we had our first child 10 months after our wedding. So this was a decision that was intentional. Like, okay, by the time we start having kids, how do we want to start doing the chores? And when we got married, it had always been, okay, I'll do this, you'll do this. One thing I ensure I do respect myself is the strenuous house chores I do, while remaining things like, okay, maybe washing of clothes or something. My wife would always say, oh, baby, do that to me. But when it comes to cleaning the house,
Man of the house, you get to do the tough ones, the ones that are straight.
yeah, exactly.
Wow, that's good.
That's what you're meant to do as a responsible man, anyways. However,
Oh,
if you're buoyant enough to get the house help, it will ease all your stress.
oh,
While I was married to my wife, then I won't say, well, of course, after 2 years, I could afford the help, but our marriage was still fresh. I just felt that by the time we start having kids, that we need a house help. We are still both young, so we can do all those things together. So when we got married, we're living our lives, just myself and my wife inside our two-bedroom apartment, and we were good and fine. However, when she got pregnant, and it was almost time to delivery, that was when it then I'm like, oh, come, now you need to get help for your wife. And of course, it's convenient.
Oh, good.
Do you understand? If it is not convenient, don't go and be rushing yourself and say, because my friend has a house that I need to get to know.
You go get.
If you can,
Yes.
thank you. If you can afford it to make your life easy. So at the point where I felt, okay, yes, I think at this point in time we need a house help. We got one. Of course, before you also get a house help, you make sure you do your necessary checks. You even do your blood check for the person, do necessary medical check rather, and also about the person. That's my belief anyway. And we got one. And since then, it has made life easy for my wife. Very, very easy. She doesn't need to bother about sweeping. She doesn't need to bother about mopping the floor. Neither do I don't even bother about that again. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And when it comes to the clothes for the children, now that we have the house help that does that, that's what she's being paid for. All my wife does is, okay, when it's time to cook, she makes food for us because I wouldn't eat the food made by
yes.
the house.
Yes, your wife to do the cooking. Yes.
So no matter how she works, and she knows that, okay, weekend I'll go to the market, buy food stuff that will be enough for us for the week. So all she does during the course of the week, okay, put something in the fridge when it's to eat this one, microwave, and all those things are being created to make your life easy. You shouldn't now start stressing your wife. As much as I know my wife is working, there are sometimes I will even say, oh, babe, when I get in today, I'll get food on my way back. There's no need for you to cook. Make her happy, make things very, very easy for her. So it was part of the decisions we made. We were so intentional about it that will come by so soon time when we were about that we'll get to our help, and which was what we did. And of course, it was convenient. And that was what we had to do. That was what we had to do that. Then, for my wife, complimenting me, she should quit her career for being at home. No, never. I'll never do that because she also, in as much as we are married, we don't have our individual lives to do. We have our goals to pursue. We have our career goals to pursue. I know where I want to get to in the nearest future. She knows where she wants to get to career-wise in the nearest future. Because she's my wife, does not stop her from attaining her goals, from achieving her goals and objectives. You understand? So
I really love the statement that you just made now, because the truth is, in a way, the society has stereotyped our women to, once they get married, then they throw away their dreams, they throw away their goals and aspirations, and it's like everything that they are chasing is taking care of their home, their husband, their children, and all that. I was having a conversation with some friends of mine. They were saying one of the things they look out for before they can marry, the girl must know how to cook. And I'm like, you guys chill. For me, I love cooking. Actually, cooking relaxes me. So I actually don't have a problem with cooking at home if I get married, unless maybe result of work stress and all that. But I don't see marriage is a partnership. That is what I understand it to be. All right. So you do your part and she does her part. So let's
that's the point. So let me because there are some particular weekends. Tell my wife, babe, so what are the things you need for food in the course of the week? Okay, you need so just write it down for me. I'll go to the market.
And you go buy and get them.
I do every single thing. All I just do is bring it home for her. And she cooks. And she's always happy. You would look on your wife's face that, babe, thank you so much. It's not because she's a woman, she's your wife. She has to do. There are some particular weekends that I even also decide like, okay, or some days where I'll be like, babe, I have to cook today. I want to be the one to cook today. And it comes to her as a very pleasant surprise. Do you understand? Thank you, babe. It makes them happy. It makes them feel relieved. It makes them feel, oh, I have someone that I don't care so much about me, not someone that treats me like if it's slave. Do you understand?
Exactly. I mean, you should be able to help them out too, and let us try and get rid of these stereotypes. There's another stereotype that I actually wanted to talk about. All right.
Yeah.
In the case whereby your wife
yes.
earns more than you, when your wife is the major breadwinner, you have this mentality that it's the job of the man to go out and hustle and make money. and bring home, and you understand. But there are cases where things just don't go that way. Maybe the wife is earning more than the husband.
Yeah.
I think there was one time there was this social media uproar about the wife that was making way more than the husband, and the husband was asking her to resign from her job and all that. I mean, what's your thought about that? About your wife being the major breadwinner of the family?
Well, if you know what, as men, we have this ego thing, and if your wife earns more than you, there is let us truth with ourselves. We are human. There's no how you won't feel as a man. Oh, why is my wife earning more than me? But I think on the flip side, it's something you should be grateful for. What if you're not earning more than her and she keeps bringing up requests? She doesn't have any job. You're the only one working.
Yeah.
Do you know she's a liability to you and not an asset at all? Because all she is consuming your money, especially when children come in again. Children will be consuming your money. Buy money for Cerelac, one for me from you get so this. But if your wife is earning more than you, if my wife earns more than me, for example, initially I'll be like, I need to. But it will motivate me to do better, to look for better paying job and all. Not like I'm in a competition with my wife.
I was about to point out that so that it doesn't look like a competition.
Not like I'm in a competition. It will just make me to do better, to connect to the right set of people, to get better placement and all. If my wife was working at our company before I got into her, before I even knew her, and our paths crossed, and now we are not because she's working in a whole company and because I'm working in a private firm, and she's earning more than me, I won't be able to date her. In as much as she's still submissive, she acknowledges you to be her husband. This is the head of the family. She doesn't do anything without letting you as the husband know. Come on, she gives you she accords the respect that is due to you. She accords to you. Then what else are you looking for? Her money is her money. All money as the husband, the family's money. But in this case, if she needs more than you, that is where our support and loyalty too comes to play. There are some things that she will not even want to ask you. Normal money for food and all. As the man, you want to feel, okay, yes, I have to do it. But if your wife earns more than you and she's very understanding, should do it. In as much as you are catering for the major responsibilities of the home, like the school fees for the children, the house rent, and the driver's salary, any other thing. There's some okay, baby clothes for children, babe, don't worry, I'll handle it. Not food, don't worry, I'll handle it. When she gives you this time, come on, live your life and be happy. You would even be thankful to God for giving you a wife that hands well. Of course, that hands even more than you. But however, you should not mean because your wife hands more than you should not be relaxed. No. It should make you even sit up and no.
Just have to try to do more. Thank you.
Thank you. Sign the minute of life note. So if you are talented in something, do it, do that. Make sure you different things that would even make your wife feel like, this one is my mom. He really wants to work on himself and it will even make your wife respect you more.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for making our time to join me in this conversation. Thank you so much, sir. So one major thing that I'm taking out of this is if it is convenient for you to get help to help out with that home, go ahead and do it.
Honestly.
All right, Mr.
Don't let any peer pressure affect you at all. Like I said, if it is not convenient, know how to manage things with your wife till when you both can, or till when you as a man can conveniently afford it. I think I've told you before that at some point when my work had to take me out of my residence with my family, what I had to do again to make my wife's life easy was I got her a driver. Of course, I can pay the driver, monthly salary, got her a driver. So what she needs to do is when she wakes in the morning, cater to the needs of the children, the house that does what she's meant to. When they are going to work and to school, she sits at the back with the children, plays with them, drops the driver drops her at work, and she's good. And when it's time to close too, it makes life easy. Guys, I think we can do better and to make people even respect you. As you are not doing it for any form of show. You're not even respect you for taking care of their daughter. Instead of if you can afford it, please do.
All right.
But if you cannot, just keep working hard. And one day, things will change by God's grace.
All right. Once again, thank you so much, sir, for taking time to be on this conversation. Thank you